Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ultimate Unit Lost Year review. Now, Mr. Kirioth, we are going to do something a bit special. This is a hotfix, but it's a hotfix with a twist because it's a hotfix about Unit Lost, really. But it's
Which
also
is the best
about
topic.
surely, obviously, quite clearly is. But we're going to do like the things that have happened in the gaming industry and what the hell has gone on with Unit Lost. So I think, Mr. Kirioth, let's put Mr. Kirioth to the test. Mr. Kirioth, what the hell Mr. Kirioth, what was the first video this year that went out? Don't you look at your... I'm watching you. What was the first video?
Man. Shit.
It was about Germans.
It wasn't... Oh, God, it wasn't the German tanks and World of Tanks, was it? Tell me it was.
No, it was Is It Pure? Iron Sky? I think it was. Oh, Mr. Kirioth, I'm going to have to take disciplinary action against you. This is just disgusting.
I can't believe it.
In fact, check now, Mr. Kirioth. I'm pretty sure that went out.
Didn't that game turn out to be quite bad?
Yeah, it was terrible. But the film was stupid. Check it. I think that was the 1st of January that came out.
Okay, hang on.
Now, if I'm wrong, I'll look stupid, but I think it is.
Okay, I cannot type. Iron Sky. Let's have a look.
Iron Sky.
Put you to the test. Is it pure? Iron Sky invasion review 1 year ago. Oh, it was 1st of January. Good Lord.
My God. Well, there we go.
Good Lord.
So that was the first video we did, and I think I guess we talk about Is It Pure, because that was sort of a thing that we did in the past. This is like gaming reviews. We did I can remember off the top of my head, we did the Planet Side one last year. This year we did, which I think was pretty popular. We did Iron Sky, and then we did Far Cry Blood Dragon. So we only did 2, and then we stopped. So I guess the question is, why the hell did we stop? Well, the reason is there's a lot of people doing review content, and it's pretty hard to actually like make review content that's different to what other people are offering, and it takes a hell of a long time to do it as well. Like it takes, I mean, the Blood Dragon's a good one to talk about, because I got early access to that game. The guys over at Ubisoft sorted me out, and that was great. So I played through the game, practically, well, not totally to completion, because I didn't do all of the side quests, but went through the main like mission and all of that stuff, and unlocked some of the weapons. But this took me loads of time, and then I made the video and didn't really get enough views, and I'm like, well, yeah. Okay. Like I kind of sat there, and other more popular channels that do first impression stuff and things like that, they just totally decimated me for views, and yet mine was like out first, and yeah, it was just a lot of effort, and I was like this, Mr. Kirioth, I was quite sad.
Well, it's not nice to do a load of work and then have no one look at it. It's just one of those things where it's not demoralising, but it's not exactly good for your general state of mind when you spend like hours and hours and hours working on something, then you put it up and it's like, oh, 1,000 people saw that. Great. It's like it's not quite the same, is it? We did actually. I just had a quick look. We did also do Total Annihilation, which is a bit of a
like a retro one. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And we also you did Strike Suit Zero as well, which
I seem to remember
that was quite
more than I thought.
That was quite a good game. I think we've only done about the 4 this year.
Yeah, but they were all early, wasn't? I think they were early. That's why I kind of think we just stopped. Well, I thought I'd only done 2 in my mind, but yeah, like okay. So I think what we're going to do, this isn't really going to be in order, guys, because we've got loads of stuff to talk about the channel. But I think the best place to start off with, I cannot remember off the top of my head how many subscribers we had as a channel the start of last year. I just cannot remember. There is a way of checking, but I can't be bothered.
In my head, I've got it that we were... this is quite a vague number, but we were somewhere between 7 and 10. I know that's like a long, like quite a big stretch between.
Yeah.
But the numbers 7 and 10 are really in my head for the end of last year and the beginning of this year, but I can't remember exactly where we were in between those.
What I remember, though, is I sat down and I said, if we can get 30,000 subscribers this year, that is like an amazing result. Like, based off all the stuff at the time I had, like how fast we were growing, that was like way faster than we were growing at.
Yeah.
And Mr. Kirioth, how many subs are we at right now?
We are, as I look, 29,652.
So that's pretty close, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna count that as a win on that one, because that is.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. That is
an
amazing.
Insane amount of growth, really.
Like I know I go on about this, and I've gone on about this all the bloody time. Like, but to me, like the fact that I can look at the channel and it's got that many subscribers on it just totally blows my mind. Because I remember when I registered the channel and I just was like, yeah, this is great. I remember the first couple of weeks and we had like 10 subscribers. It was just, and these people, they were like amazing. And some of them I can remember. People like, I say I can remember their avatars. People are probably screaming at the screen, bloody hell, Sty can't even remember me. But I do remember a lot of the guys from, around the community, but like some of the really early posters, and you'd think, oh, great, this guy's actually responded to me. And you talk back to him, and it was crazy. But yeah, the growth has been so good, really, and I can't. It's just amazing. I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's kind of. I almost didn't keep. I went through a phase of like refreshing every like 10 minutes for a couple of weeks because I was like, I think we've got another sub. We've got another sub. It's actually got to the point now where I almost lose track of it because it's still surprising me how quickly people are joining the channel and joining the community. Because it's
that's the thing.
I'll look at it and
it's a community, isn't it? And actually, I'll give you a little bit of a teaser, but we might explain this a little bit. In more detail towards the end of this video, but we do have some pretty big things happening to unitlost.com itself. That should be, it's totally mind-blowing what we've had built. So that we'll go on to that later on. There's a little teaser for you. So I think like I'm looking at the documents we've got here where we kind of just outline some of the stuff that's gone on throughout the year, and I think like actually I think one of the more interesting things is kind of the collab stuff. I think it would be interesting to talk about that. So this is collaborations. This is with other YouTube channels. This is where other YouTube channels actually want to work with us, which is like, when you think about it, it's pretty mind-blowing, especially for me, because a lot of these people, you look at these big people like, Total Biscuit, Dodger, all these big people, and you think, there's no way, we're going to be able to work with them, in the past. Yet now we kind of are. So it's like, it's totally ridiculous. It's like, what the hell? It sort of blows your mind. But the way that all started this year, was we did a HOTFIX, I think, with Dave Chaos, who is part of the Yogscast. I don't think he was at the time, but I think he was good friends with the Yogscast at the time, where he got his Steam account hacked, I do believe.
Yes, that's the first. I think that's the first collaboration that we did, and it was on the subject of hacking and how to deal with hackers, and it was Dave's own experience of he logged into a Steam account and saw that someone was changing, I think it was the password or the username and changing the email address and all that kind of thing, and he managed to track him down.
Yeah, I can remember it. Yeah, I mean the actual subject of it doesn't really matter, but the fact that we did it was really good. I mean, Dave was a much bigger channel. It was like, bloody hell, I can't believe this. Then we moved on and we did some other stuff. We did Guns of Icarus with a ton of Polaris guys. Now this kind of happened pretty strange, but we all got together and we all this got us in touch with people like Rurikan or Rui or Ruzza or whatever the hell we decided to call him. That's where we got the first contact with him from, because one thing that annoyed me with Polaris, it was the game station at the time. No, actually I think it was Polaris, wasn't it? Was it Polaris? Yeah, it was Polaris at that point. It just changed. I didn't know the channels that were around my size, because if you think of it this way, and this is quite good advice for anybody out there with a YouTube channel, if you've got like 1,000 subscribers, you are not going to be able to do a collab with somebody with 1 million subscribers. They will not listen to you, right? You need to work with people of your size. So I wanted to work with channels that had around about 10, 15,000 subs, whatever we had at the time, yeah. And we got in with these channels and we did this big Guns of Icarus collab, which was great. But then I got to know a ton of channels off the back of that. People like Malekith, he's the Mountain Blade, Total War. Well, I don't think he's just no, he does do Total War. Yeah, he does. Yeah. And people like that, and Rui, and all these kind of people, you get to know, which we didn't have before. So we start getting like these, we're making friends with people who are doing the same thing as us, which is like amazing.
Yeah. And getting to know Rui was a massive thing, because of course now we've got every Wednesday we stream Dark Souls with Rui, and he also appeared on Hammer Watch as well when we did it was Hammer Watch.
I think that was the first video we did with him.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I'm still really enjoying the Dark Souls thing, and it's kind of weird to think that maybe if we didn't do that Guns of Icarus collaboration,
we
wouldn't have.
We wouldn't have, because all I'd known about that guy leading up to that point was I think he was on the podcast once.
Yeah,
and that was it. That's all I knew of Rui. I didn't watch his channel or anything, because his channel's shit. That's why I didn't watch it. No, it's good, really. But yeah, I mean, look at me now. I mean, fucking hell, I've got a PlayStation 3. I've got Dark Souls on the PlayStation 3 now. I've got a PlayStation Vita. All of this is because of that bastard. He's a drug dealer, and I don't want to talk about it.
A digital drug dealer.
Although Soul Sacrifice, my God, that is one hell of a game on the Vita. That is like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked, if we can get sidetracked in this. Yeah, Yeah, so then we did some other stuff, but I guess the biggest thing is right now we are in the Polaris Blood Bowl Speed Bowl League. So this is Blood Bowl, but with 40-second turn timers, which makes it totally crazy. Now, if you watched our first game against Quill, both us and Quill, we kind of know Quill now as well. We were new to the game. Kiri had played it before, but not like he's no addict. You know what I mean? So we sort of understood it, but what we didn't do. Now, I've got like quite a lot of hours of playtime in that game, you know, well over, I think it's approaching like 20 hours of playtime, because I was playing a lot of the single player stuff, trying to get to grips with the game, so I understood the mechanics, because I really don't like losing. But if it's an entertaining video, then I'm kind of fine with that. But what we didn't do is we didn't practice with 40-second timers. I was playing with a 4-minute timer, so that's kind of okay. And I thought, yeah, this will be fine, because the 40-second thing, like with Blood Bowl, if you're not familiar with it, it's like it's like a risk management game, but it's kind of positional. You know, if you put players next to each other, you can like build tackle zones, then you can assist people and all this stuff. You know, like I was pretty fine kind of with the concept, and thought, okay, we go into 40 seconds, this will just be a cakewalk. Of course, the problem is, while I didn't kind of factor into this, we have to provide commentary, and then that makes it very difficult to think about what you're going to do while also talking crazy commentary to make it entertaining. And I was like, oh, shit. So we made some pretty bad mistakes, although it was quite a good game. And I'm looking forward to the next game.
It was a right nail-biter at the end, though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was, yeah.
That throw could have been absolutely amazing. Well, no, it still was amazing. It just didn't work. But that's massive. Doing a collaboration with Quill would be massive by itself, but actually being in the Speedball League itself is ridiculous. And that's just going to be awesome as it goes on. I'm genuinely looking forward to playing like pretty much every other channel we're going to be put up against. Because at the very least,
well, I can tell you the next game we've got is against Crendor, so that should be quite good.
That's going to be mental.
It's been pretty good on that front. I think. Oh, the other thing as well is we had Team Unit Lost. Now this is like our little esports team. I say little, I don't mean that derogatory, like, oh, we've only got a little team. What it is we thought, we got a guy called Justin, or Van Draven, who is very passionate about esports and was willing to manage a team for us. And we thought, well, what we could do is we could put a team on the back of the channel. Now, let's not go get ahead of ourselves here. We're not going to get professional players because, number one, we cannot pay these players. So it's like, you know, what do we do in that regard? But what we can do is help people who want to take their gaming onto the next level. So this is people who are very dedicated at like, you know, their game of choice, let's say StarCraft, for example. But they want to become part of a team. They want to train together. That's what Team Unit Lost can do. And this year, there will be quite a few developments with that. And again, I'm looking forward to that, because that sort of launched about... I think it launched about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, but it launched and it got a couple of players in, and it's kind of steady. I think the North American team, where I think Airfoil is the captain of that, is doing really well. I think we've got an EU team as well for League of Legends. We've got a couple of StarCraft players, so it's going quite well. But again, the expansion of that will be greatly enhanced or helped by our fancy new website, which we'll talk about a bit later. In fact, we'll talk about that at the end, because that's sort of the big thing going into 2014 like at the moment.
Yeah. It's like the New Year's treat, isn't it? The new site.
Well, yeah, it's kind of about starting fresh. So, well, not starting fresh, but starting with a platform that's like, look at this, and I'm really proud of it, ladies and gentlemen. Good lord. All right, so I guess we should talk about some of the games that came out this year. Like,
oh god,
what's been the worst collapse of the year, Mr. Kirioth? The worst game of the year.
See, it's kind of tricky for me, because at first I thought it was SimCity. I thought that was like the worst, but we cannot overestimate just how god awful and terrible Day One Gary's incident was. Just all round, it shouldn't have been as bad as it was, but the fact that it was a sort of kind of little known terrible game that then got very well known for being terrible.
Or I just have my face.
Was it this year or was it last year?
I don't know.
I don't.
It's just so bad. It just goes across years. I think it was last year. I don't know. No, I get what you're saying.
There's an easy way to check.
Just check it.
I'll have a quick look at the channel, because 10 months ago it was this year.
Oh,
so there's another contender.
So that's the worst game of the year. Technically, that's the worst game of the year. So, like, in terms of the game, but I think the worst collapse probably was SimCity, because that, like, Mr. Kirioth and ladies and gentlemen, Right. SimCity is a game where the clue's in the fucking name. SimCity, Simulation City. Not simulation 10 buildings in a little fucking building plot with it was too small, it was terrible, it was shit, and people would go to work and come home and live in a different house.
Yeah, that is not simulate. If you were playing The Sims and you spent all your time creating a character, and then when they first went to work, they fucked off to another house and you never saw them again.
Yeah, what the hell?
And that's exactly what happened in SimCity. And they talked about things like fancy traffic management, which is like, yeah, except all the cars just backed themselves up on a roundabout and never left. You had buses that would go around a single block endlessly without stopping. It's not a sim. It was just a complete failure. And then when they released a blimp for like $10, whatever it was, that was the shit icing on the terrible.
Because we made that video. Do you remember the video we made inside EA's DLC office or something? Oh my god, that was terrible.
Oh, that was a terrible game. It was so bad.
That was bad. I mean, yeah, it was. You know what worries me as well? I think in 2014, I think the worst game, well, the biggest collapse is going to be Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I've seen people talk about this game, like on forums and stuff, and they're like people who haven't played the beta. Now I have, but it's under NDA, so I can't talk about it. But they are like, I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, I can't talk about the game, but I can tell you this: it's totally shit.
No details, but a general overview is fine.
And I tell you what,
overview is shit.
And I tell you what, well, I don't care. And I tell you what, right? I tell you what as well. No, you know what? It's just I can't go into specific details, but it is going to be the biggest flop of next year. I don't care that it's asking for a subscription because I don't give a shit about that. Because games like WildStar are coming out, and I've seen the beta of that, and that looks pretty interesting. Like I would pay a subscription to play that, and that's fine. But Elder Scrolls Online, no. Anyway, Mr. Kiro, let's. What's this you've put here? Half-Life 3 was not announced. Fucking hell. Obviously not.
Look, it's always worth mentioning Half-Life 3 because one day people are going to let it die, and we can't let it die.
Did you see the thing on Reddit? Did you see the thing on Reddit with Gabe getting into a taxi on his way to... It was like, why Valve are never at E3 or something. That was the thing. And he goes to get into a taxi, and it's got The Rock. He's driving the taxi. And he turns around, he's like, where to? And he goes, E. Because he can't say 3, can he? Because of Half-Life. He's like, E. Fucking E. And the guy's like, what? Retarded, but whatever. That's Reddit for you, though. Retarded.
I just thought there is another candidate for a bad game. COD Ghosts was this year. I didn't play it. I'm assuming it's terrible because it's COD.
Yeah, but it's right, okay, so the performance is terrible on PC. I don't know whether they've fixed it because, quite frankly, after launch day, I haven't even loaded it up again. That's a true story. And if you did watch my stream of it at the time, we had loads of problems even getting the game to run, which is quite laughable considering it doesn't actually look that good. You know, it's supposed to be next gen. It's not. It just looks a bit shit. But it's Call of Duty, though. This is the thing. It's just Call of Duty, so it's the same thing, essentially, in terms of multiplayer and that. So I don't know whether you can call that the worst game of the year. You can't. It might be to you, but it's not. I don't think on a more broad scale thing, it's not. Because when you got games like Aliens, Colonial Marines, what the fuck, bro?
I suppose if we're honest,
although that did give us Gorman.
It did give us Gorman. In terms of terrible releases, I'd actually say as well that BF4 was up there.
BF4 is still having problems now. In fact, they were saying that look, people have got tons of connection problems. That was like yesterday.
Yeah.
Like Battlefield 4 is a good game to actually talk about because, like. We got Battlefield 4, right, and we played Battlefield 4, and we were, like, sitting in TeamSpeak, like, I don't get why people bash this game so much. Yeah, the netcode's shit and all that crap. So, like, I'll give you a quick explanation, like a very basic netcode explanation, right? If anybody's played Counter-Strike in any capacity, you know, they'll just laugh me off the park because they'll understand this. But essentially, if I want to shoot Kirioth, and I can see him there, and I go to shoot him, he's there on my screen, but on his screen is not, but he still gets hit because of the delay in the netcode. But he's behind a wall, but he gets shot and he dies. That's terrible. I think this also ties into things like server tick rate and stuff like that, which is very high on things like Counter-Strike, where because of the way Battlefield is, it can't be that high because there's loads of stuff going on and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But, you know, we sat there in TeamSpeak and we were like, I don't get why people are bashing this so hard, because it kind of is an enjoyable, like, pointless experience. Like, we were just running around shooting people, and, yeah, it wasn't totally fair. most of the time I was top of the team, so I didn't really give a shit anyway. I was still killing everybody. It's like, this is kind of okay. But then we just stopped playing it. It was like, then we just stopped, and I don't know why. But, well, I kind of do know why, because of all the problems. I think in the back of our mind, we're just like, why are we bothering with this? But
yeah,
that is a game that should be much better than it actually is. Like, visually, it's stunning. It's like, I think only Battlefield 4, only Crisis 3, has a better engine, to be honest, currently. Like, in terms of, like, if you get the game and run it at max settings on Ultra, only Crisis 3 looks better than that. And what Battlefield does with the big combat arenas is, like, you know, pretty much ridiculous. But, yeah, I mean, why did we stop?
Well, one thing I will say that it's got going for it is the sound design, again, was amazing. But there was just, for me, I think the main reason I stopped was just that it just irritated me. Like, it sort of ate away at the enjoyment of the game. The fact that there were still issues. Like, I'd get irritated at the very start of loading up the game because it took so damn long to load a map.
Yeah.
And that was really frustrating. So you'd be sitting there for, like, literally minutes at a time waiting to get into the game. And then you get in. And a couple of times I remember saying things like, hey, I just died behind a wall. And it's down to what you explained. It's, you know, they've shot me. I'm not even there on my screen. But I'm still dead. And it's like, I've just waited 5 minutes to get into this map. And within 2 minutes of being in the map, I've died whilst lying down behind a wall, having been shot in the head by a sniper who can't see me. It's like, that just... The game itself is fun and it is enjoyable. But the constant little issues with it, the stupid loading times, the fact that you can get shot from nowhere, frankly,
well, it just should be a much better game, shouldn't it? This is the thing. I don't get why it's as bad as it is.
You down.
Yeah, it does. I mean, even like the little mobile commander app thing on the tablet, that was pretty fancy. You know, we made a video of it, and I thought, yeah, that's fancy. I've not even played it since I made the video, but it was fancy, and it's like all this extra crap. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed 4. Now, I've got this on my PlayStation 4. Okay. This is a game that has, like, it's a game that has so much talent put into, like, there's, like, the people who have made this game, right, the various studios or whatever that have come together and made this game, they've made a brilliant thing, but not a very good game, right? It's sort of like, the ship combat is great, right? But then, why do I want 50 billion side quests of God knows what all over the place? When you go back into the real world, why do I want this insanely detailed office environment where I can, like, hack people's computers and I can do all this mad shit? It's like it's like loads of. It's not a polished turd, because that's kind of what my mind is saying to me. That's what it is. It's not, but it's like there's a lot of different elements that have been plugged together pointlessly. Assassin's Creed, right? Now this is my opinion, but if they came to me and said, "Here you go, Mr. Stylosa, here's Assassin's Creed 5. You are an assassin. You kill people. That is all you do. You get contracts and you kill people. You cannot fight 20 guys at once in the street and kill them all. You have to kill them like Thief of old. You know, you need to be really stealthy. Things like you have to, you know, knock out the lights and all this stuff. That would be fucking amazing to me. Problem is, it's so, like, bloated now. They could never do that because they'd probably get bad reviews off, you know, places like IGN or whatever. Average Joe on the street who likes Assassin's Creed now suddenly won't like it because it's too hardcore and all this crap. Which again leads into the whole thing about games becoming too easy, which, thank God for indie games, because they're massively difficult.
It's just becoming less and less about assassins, isn't it?
Assassin's Creed. Weird. It's weird.
That's the really weird thing. It's like the first one, you could fight guards in the street, but the combat system wasn't quite as polished, and you were better off just running away or trying to hide, which is a more assassin-y thing to do than taking on 50 guards in a side alley.
Yeah.
But as the series has gone on, it's just become like you with the ability to buy more weapons and upgrade all your armor and stuff like that. It's just basically encouraging you to, unless the mission specifically says do not be seen, you can pretty much just walk in, kill the shit out of everybody, and then just walk out again. It's like, well, on the one hand, yeah, assassins should be good at fighting. On the other hand, I always pictured assassination as, you know, sneaky. He's been, you know, when it says on the news that someone's been assassinated, it's not pleasant. But generally, it does not start with. It doesn't start with the killer walked into the middle of the street and shot a million people in the head, and then
who's the guy who was killed in London? The Russian guy, he was assassinated, wasn't he? With, like, radiation or some shit.
Oh yeah, he was given I think it was uranium in his tea, in a restaurant that, I kid you not, me and my parents and my wife ate in 2 weeks before that happened. So the guy who did it was probably working at the place at the time, undercover, to poison the lad. I mean,
shame he never gave it you, man.
We still went back like a month later, but it was like, what the hell? But that's an assassination, isn't it? It's not, hey, I just need to go and kill that guy. Oh, there's 50 guards.
It's weird. It's like, I don't know. It's weird, and I don't like it. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I was like, what the hell is this?
I love the series, but I think they've named it incorrectly. I don't think it should be Assassin's Creed anymore. It's just...
Anyway, fuck that game. We're talking too much about that crap. So, like, we're still kind of on the subject of disappointments. Now, I wasn't looking forward to that game, so I couldn't care less anyway, but it was boring as shit, but it looked really nice and had a load of polish, but it was boring. I think, like, I mean, I can see other stuff like FTL, Papers, Please, Prison Architect. Now, what they've all got in common is they're indie titles, and, you know, obviously FTL, we had a lot of fun with that. I had a lot of fun with that. Papers, Please, we've actually got a series running at the moment, which we're still playing. You know, and I have to say, like, I did have I put together a video for, like, the top 10 games of the year. I haven't made it, and I'm not going to make it, not this year anyway. Too much other stuff was going on. But at the top of that was Papers, Please. And this is not a game that this isn't a game I've spent hundreds of hours in, right? It's just a game that you're a border patrol guard in a communist state. You don't have much money, but there is opportunities there to make money. And it's like, what do? You slowly become corrupt because you need to become corrupt. And it's like, you go on this little journey. You know, people have said to me, like, Gone Home is an amazing game. I've not played Gone Home. Now, this is kind of the same as when everybody was ranting about Journey. Journey's this, it's amazing, it's that. I didn't have a PlayStation 3. I've got one now, but I didn't have one then. So I've not played Journey. So I couldn't, like, and it pissed me off. I was like, nah. Like, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons came out this year. And everybody was like, this is like Journey. So I got the game, played it. It isn't Game of the Year, not in my eyes. It's a nice little game. It's very, like, the environments are very nice. You know, it's very graphically pleasing. It's charming. It's sad. It's violent. It's, you know, it takes you on an emotional roller coaster sort of thing. But for me, I could kind of predict what was going to happen, and it became boring. What are you doing?
I'm just generally attempting to get comfortable. My chair's collapsed.
Coming close to the thing, like, yeah.
I just felt one of the bolts fall out of the bottom again. I need a new chair, sir.
Hopefully you die. So, yeah, that was pretty good. But it's not Game of the Year. But what I'm saying is the indie titles of this year, I think PC gaming has had, like, a particularly weak year, I think. Like, well, no, that's not right. In terms of new releases, it kind of has. Because obviously you can say things like, you know, the League of Legends friggin' LCS was massive. The Dota 2, I think Dota 2 even launched, didn't it? So, you know, massive titles, loads of people playing PC games, more than ever before and all this stuff. But in terms of actual launches, I don't think it's been that strong this year. But I think the indie stuff has really kind of helped it, which kind of just take us to DayZ, which I've been playing a hell of a lot. Now, I know there's some people who don't like DayZ, but I tell you what, like, I was telling you, wasn't I, Kiri, about that guy you were found on the beach? I'll tell you about this. This is stupid. So, I am like, I'm kind of pimped. I'm not totally pimped. I've got like a M4A1 assault rifle, and I've got like loads of gear, but I don't have many mods on it and stuff like that. But I had a bottle of disinfectant and handcuffs and handcuff keys. And this guy, I'm like running in a place where I know there'll probably be nobody of my like stature. There's just going to be dribblers, people who've just spawned. This guy runs up to me and he had like the worst microphone ever. He was like, and I was like, who is this guy? I didn't talk to him, right? I just ran behind him and handcuffed him. And he's on the floor, like handcuffed, right? And then I tried to get my my pistol out. But because my hotbar was screwed up, I actually got out a bottle of disinfectant. And it was like, I noticed that I could like feed him the disinfectant. I was like, what? So I feed him the disinfectant, right? And the guy's just sitting there. Like, he's like like sort of spinning around on the spot because the animations are terrible. And I'm just like, this guy is at my mercy. And then I just shot him in the head. Like, I just was like, but like things like that are totally mental. Like, they are totally mental. And that game is like, you've got things like, But I guess the phrase is like emergent gameplay. It's like you cannot. Some of the stuff which can go on in DayZ to me is just totally mind blowing, and that's why I really like
what's
that.
Gonna happen.
No, I don't agree with how long it took to come out though.
Well, no,
well, it's still an alpha, isn't it? But
well, yeah, I mean, it's an early access. It's probably about. I put down the notes about a year too late. That's probably a bit harsh, but
yeah, about a year too late.
It could have done with coming out a bit earlier than that.
What about BlizzCon then, Mr. Kirioth? What about that?
Well, I was just going to say the biggest surprise for me this year, just going back to games very quickly, is GTA 5, which I've been playing over the last couple of weeks.
Oh shit! No, yeah, that was quite good. Yeah,
I wish they'd released that on PC already, because it's okay on the Xbox, but it'd be so much better on PC. And I went in just kind of expecting another GTA game. I have to admit, in the last couple of weeks, and it's quite drastic, but I think it's become my favourite game of this year so far. Not so much because it's GTA, and not so much because of the story, which I know.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, this is a person who bought he bought his Xbox for Grand Theft Auto 4,
which was massively disappointing, which is a shame, really. But GTA 5, it's not even so much the fact it's a GTA game; it's the most sort of alive and dynamic game I've played. Like I was walking down the street as Franklin a couple of days ago, and I was going to ammunition to buy a gun, and past me drove a Jeep followed by 3 police cars, and they were having a shootout. The Jeep stopped, the guys got out, got sheltered behind it, started shooting the police, a chopper turned up, and they all got killed. Whilst I was just standing there on the pavement, I was like, oh, what the hell? And there's little events that crop up, like people will ask you for help as you're driving past. And you might go and help them, and they'll give you money. Or alternatively, as happened to Paul Franklin the first time I did this, he'll go around the corner, and there'll be 3 guys with guns. And they'll demand your money off you, and then shoot you in the head, which is like, what the fuck? But it's just stuff like that is going on all the time. It's like, it feels how I kind of wanted GTA 4 to feel. Because the whole point is you've got this big living world, and there's supposed to be consistency. And it never really happened for me in GTA 4. It was just like, yeah, it's okay, there's cars driving around. I suppose that's all right. But GTA 5 is just, it's a massive game, and there's stuff happening no matter where you go. And it's just the fact that everywhere you go, there's some sort of ridiculous thing going on, or you can be trying to do a mission and the police will drive past chasing some maniac in a stolen car. Just stuff like that makes the game infinitely better than...
I mean, we made the video, didn't we? That stupid video where we were playing the game and we just like put together all the retarded things that happened. It's like, it's not real, you know. And when you see things like, oh god, Grand Theft Auto, you can kill prostitutes. Jesus Christ, I'm going to run down the street and kill all the prostitutes. It's like, no, that is just not going to happen in real life. It is not realistic in any sense of the word. It just isn't. It's stupid. No. But I think like it was quite an achievement, really, especially on the Xbox, because the Xbox is a piece of shit. And yet, it looked... Yeah. I mean, okay, you know, the graphics were questionable as such. Like, you know, the details are questionable. But that's because, you know, I'm used to looking at high-resolution stuff on my PC. You know, sitting back on your couch or whatever and looking at it, it wasn't that bad. But the world was quite big. You know, the city was big. All the other places you could go, all the stuff you could do. And it was quite impressive. I was quite impressed with that game. I think it was a pretty good, like, you know, people go on about, like, a swan song for the consoles. I think it was. Really, because that's quite an achievement, really, on that type of hardware. Yeah,
it was a really good game for the older generation consoles to go out on, because I think I think it's fair to say it pushed them like well and truly to their limits. I think that is the limit of what you can do with that hardware.
Well, I think the PlayStation 3 is a little bit faster. I think well, this might be totally wrong because of its stupid architecture, the just crazy CPU and or whatever. I don't think it was. Most games tend to run a bit slow on it and stuff. But apart from exclusive stuff, because I think you had the stuff like The Last of Us, which is meant to be really good. I've not played that, but people are like saying that's really, really good. You know, you should play that. But I guess this kind of leads me into like, well, I'll show you what I've got here. So this thing, like, because kind of going back to so this is my Vita, right? My PlayStation 3's over there behind the telly, so we can't see that. But like going back to my whole Game of the Year thing, up until. Like, I would say, yeah, Papers, Please would always be up there. But like, one of the things this year I really wanted to do was become a little bit more open-minded, because Unit Lost, when we first started, we were called Unit Lost PC Gaming, that was it. We've played on PCs, me and Kiri, that's all we play on. You know, we might have pissed around on the odd console here and there, but we just do not know anything about console games, any of that. But I wanted to be a little bit more open-minded. Now, when we started playing Dark Souls with Rui, this is kind of where I started to think to myself, you know what? Maybe these crazy Japanese games are actually pretty good, right? Because Dark Souls is a crazy Japanese game. It's like, you know, it's like,
yeah.
What you know? What else is out there? Okay. So anyway, like there was loads of sales going on in the UK, and I thought, you know what? I'll get a PlayStation 3, and the Vita was going for like 120 quid or something. I'll get one of them as well because fuck it, it's Christmas, right? That was kind of my thinking of the Vita, because if I'm honest with you, right, I have never ever owned a mobile gaming system apart from the original Game Boy. I only had I had Mario and Tetris on it, and that was it. I know I had RoboCop. I had the crazy RoboCop game on it. That was fucking amazing.
Oh, no way.
But you had to like shoot where the guy's got the woman. You have to shoot through a dress.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I've always really been PCs. But I got the Vita, and you know what? The game I've played the most over like the last, well, since I picked the thing up on Boxing Day, so the day after Christmas, like the 26th of December, has been a game called Soul Sacrifice, and it is so good. Like it's been a long time since I've just got lost in a game, and it's just like I think I've got like a whole world of gaming that's just opened up to me now with all this. I mean, basically, I went bloke from nothing to having the entire PlayStation fucking ecosystem, like some filthy addict. It's like, what the fuck? But it really, like, you know, it makes me wonder, like, what about a 3DS? What about Fire Emblem? People keep talking about that. You know, I think people like Total Biscuit have called that their game of the year, and it's like, well, surely that must have something good about it. What about the Wii U? You know, this game's like, what about Zelda? I've never played Zelda. But you know what I did play? I know you want to talk, Mr. Kirioth, you can see him out. I played fucking Nino. Well, I'll let you just say it, then I'll go into this Nino Kuni thing.
Well, I was going to say, this is going to sound kind of terrible, but I'm trying really hard to ignore the fact that quite a lot of people that I know have played the new Pokemon games on the 3DS, and they really like them. And these are people I trust. One of them is someone.
This is
one of them is a guy who, whenever I see him, we have lengthy conversations about Dark Souls, and it's like, and he's been playing Pokemon like an addict, and he's never played a Pokemon game before, and he really likes it, and I'm like, well, we like the same kind of games. This is not.
You know what, right?
Actually,
you know
like,
what this is? This is like
genuinely. Oh god!
This is like that thing with what I'm about to tell you, because I've told you, but I'm going to tell you guys about Nino Kuni, is because I think it's quite a good game. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. People have said to me, "Oh, it's not my thing." You know, I don't like it. Blah blah blah. I think it's quite a good game. The problem I've got with it is I'm a 12-year-old boy, right, and maybe even younger than that. And in the society I live in, that is a weird thing to be doing. I'm like a 26-year-old man, soon to be 27. I do not want to sit there playing as a 12-year-old boy, right? I cannot get this out of my head. And that's sort of also, what goes on with Pokemon and Zelda.
We're sort of like... post-Savile era in England as well.
We are.
So it's like... Oh,
whereas,
God,
like, on the Vita, when I'm playing Soul Sacrifice, that's like crazy shit. That's like adult shit. You know, you're this crazy sorcerer and people are getting murdered and massacred, and it's like, it's crazy. But Nino Kuni is like a story about a kid who goes into a different world to save the world, you know, and that's fine. And the combat, I believe, is like the standard JRPG combat. Only you can actually, like, it's like real time. You move around in the combat as it's happening, so it's not like you tip. I mean, because like the last one, honestly, the last JRPG game I played was Final Fantasy VII. So that was, you know, where you got the combat and you issued the attack and whatever. On this, it's like real time. And I thought, hey, this is pretty good. But I'm a 12-year-old boy. And I cannot play, like, you know what, I turned it off, I'm like, I felt as if I was playing this in a place where, like, there was somebody else, and they would walk into the room, okay, and they'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'd be like, and I sort of get that thing with the 3DS, because it's, in my family, almost all of the kids have got 3D, well, I've got DSs or 3DSs or whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, a couple of them have got I think it's the 2DS, it's like the weird one that doesn't close. They're kids, you know, they're like 8 and 9, and they're sitting there playing them on Christmas Day, and it's like, if I was to start doing that, people would be like, what are you doing? Now, I know it doesn't really matter what other people think, but I just cannot get that out of my head, and that is like the last obstacle to me, because I'm fine with all the PlayStation stuff, but a Wii U? Would I sit there and play Mario? Yeah, I've had people like Side Strafe say to me, this the YouTube channel guy, that Mario's amazing. Mario 3D World, whatever, it's absolutely amazing. And I'm just like, what? You know, I can't.
Yeah, I have to admit, it's the same for me. It's like I almost don't want to be persuaded because it just feels weird. But on the other hand, it's like I'm being willfully ignorant. It's like I could go out right now and I could buy a 3DS and I could get Pokemon X or Pokemon Y or whichever,
whatever it is,
and I could play it. But it's like it's almost like I'm forcing myself not to.
You should get Vita and play Soul Sacrifice. My God,
weird. But then it's like, am I cutting myself off from genuinely good games purely because in the back of my head, like a little part of me's going, it's a bit childish, isn't it? Because it's like, a
bit childish. It's like majorly childish. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is something I want to get away from. It's going to be hard for me to do it because, it was hard for me just to get a console in the first place. When I got that Ni no Kuni, the only reason I got it is because it was £6 on the PlayStation Store, which is really cheap because it's usually like 30 quid. And even second-hand versions of the game off eBay were like 20 quid and stuff. It's a game. It's a game I could play. No, it is really a game I could play. I could sit there and play the game, and be totally fine with that. But I would never tell anybody I'm playing the game. I wouldn't feel comfortable. Let's say I went to see my dad. Hello, Dad. I've just been playing this game where I'm a 12-year-old kid. He'd be like, "What? What are you doing, boy?" I'd be like, So I don't know. It's a really weird. It's an entire debate for a hotfix anyway. That is, but. I don't know. I want to try and have like a broader horizon going into 2014. Like I've got a PlayStation, I've got PlayStation 3, I've got PlayStation 4, I've got a Vita, and I've got a PC. Now at the start of this year, I just had a PC. Oh, and an Xbox. We had the Xbox, didn't we? But we didn't do anything with it because, well, quite frankly, we wasn't making enough money to do anything with it anyway. So it was just too expensive. What could we do with it? I didn't know enough about the games. And it was just like a bit of a waste of time. Although it's not really, because you use it, don't you, quite a bit. So it's not like a waste of time.
Yeah. I still fight my wife on Soul Calibur.
Which is quite a good use for it.
Depressingly, she can beat me quite often now, which is getting a bit worrying. But then again, I blame I usually use a mouse and keyboard, so that's
and when she tries to use it, moan about the sensitivity. How'd you use this?
I have to turn it all the way down when she borrows the PC, because when she touches the mouse, it flies off the screen.
Crazy.
It's the best way to use it, though.
All right, let's come off that thing, because I think that's quite an interesting debate we just had there. But I think the other thing, I suppose you could say this is probably some of the biggest news of the year in PC gaming, is the fact that Star Citizen has made so much money it could probably start its own country around about now.
Again, I wrote down raises $1 billion, which is a bit of an exaggeration, but it's like, I'm sure at one point, wasn't it getting like 1 million a day or something? It was something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was like
in
the space anniversary of like or something. Yeah,
they're like, oh well, we had like 28 million, and then now we've got 36, and it's like, what?
Pardon? How many fucking features does this game have at this point? Is this game going to have all of these features? It's just like, on paper, this looks like the greatest game there ever will be. And when I'm flying around in the fucking unit lost capital ship, and Kiri is like fucking on the guns. No, he's the head of the fighter patrol around my capital ship, and I'm like, Kirioth, I've just detected a fucking, I don't know what, an enemy something. Go and find out what it is. And he sends a recon party off there, and then I've got people in the ship who are doing something in the. It's just like mind blowing. It's like.
Can launch the fighters out of the ship. I mean,
like Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, if it carries on at this rate, I'm pretty sure that we will just get an actual spaceship if you back it, because it's getting to that point now where every single day it's like, oh, they've made another $1 million. What are they going to add in now? I can't even. It's amazing because it's a game I really want to see.
I need it.
And I really, really want to play. I mean,
I hope it's not a collapse. I hope it's not a collapse. My
God. I lost so many years to Freelancer that Star Citizen basically is going to be like crack. I'm just going to be gone. You'll never see me again. But it still seems like kind of. There's got to be. When's the cut-off point for this? When are we going to get the report that it's only made $200,000 in the last day instead of $1 million? I mean, people have got to run out of money sooner or later, or is it just going to turn out to be like this massive juggernaut that hoovers up everything that people are going to spend on Kickstarter because they've seen Star Citizen and thought,
well, it's just on Kickstarter. God, yes. It's on everything. It's got its own. It was like it had its own funding thing. Then it had Kickstarter as well, and it funds itself now. It doesn't use Kickstarter, but I mean,
it's brilliant, but it almost feels like it's a parody of what like crowdfunded games are. It's like something you'd see in The Onion or something. Game raises 30 million in a month or something. It's like a...
Well, it was over a year. It was a month. What the hell?
Well, yeah, but it's
I don't know.
It's like some sort of weird joke thing, but it's not. It's actually happening, and it's crazy. But also, let's face it, you do not get like space exploration games anymore, really. We had X Rebirth, whatever it was called, but that turned out to be a buggy pile of shit.
Oh, that was actually candidate for the worst game of the year as well.
And I mean, that was a massive disappointment. But it's just not a genre that we see very much of at all.
No.
Not on the same scale that they used to be. I mean, I hate to go back to Freelancer again, but when I saw like Strike Suit Zero, I kind of thought, ooh, space combat game, but it lacked the ability to fly across an entire galaxy and do whatever the hell you like.
Strike Suit Zero was like Ender Zone or Zone of the Enders. I think it's Zone of the Enders.
Yeah.
It's basically a rip-off of that, but it was more basic. But I think they've added more stuff to it. But again, I've not played it since launch, so whatever. But yeah, Star Citizen, I don't think it'll be a failure, but I think it's going to be very hard to have all of these features it's got.
I just worry that they're going to add so many features.
It's going to take so long for the game to come out. Yeah, well, it's going to come out in sections, isn't it? Like the dogfighting module has been pushed back, which I was kind of looking forward to that. Because, I mean, I've backed this. I was like, shit, I got to... You know, in fact, my Kickstarter backing, I backed that, and I backed War Machine Tactics. That's it. They're the only things I've backed. War Machine Tactics is like 40k, or like Warhammer Tabletop. Fantasy Battles, like more like 40k. They're like little squad things. I want that as a game. So I'm like, this looks fine, and it was only cheap. So I was like, yeah, I'll take a punt on that.
Question is, why haven't Games Workshop done that themselves?
Because they make so much money off little plastic models, it's just would be crazy.
Bloody hate Games Workshop.
What's this? A piece of plastic that's cost us 10 pence to make? Sell it for 50 quid! Ah! Scumbags. Although Warhammer stuff is quality, I don't care. I don't like the company. I don't like Games Workshop, but the Warhammer, my god.
Yeah.
Especially 40k, Jesus wept. Jesus Lord. I mean, all right, so let's talk about some the woes of YouTube. We had... I'll quickly go over these. So we had the Nintendo. I think we had the Sega Shining Force fiasco as well. And then we had the Nintendo thing. So basically, they decided that, well, this more applies to Nintendo, that nobody now can make money off our videos. So we're going to claim them all. Now go away and die. Now, they can say that. That's fine. It's not really a clever thing to say because all of that free advertising then stops for your games. I think there are kind of ways around it. Like, I don't think they want people showing like Let's Plays and stuff like that. I know there are a lot of Let's Play channels out there and all of that stuff and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But not very clever move off Nintendo. And it's one of the reasons, if you follow me on Twitter, which is at Unit Lost Gaming, you'll see when I was talking about actually buying the PlayStation 3, I was really tempted to buy a Wii U instead of the Vita, because the Vita is like 120 odd quid. That was on special offer, but the Wii U is only like 160, so it wasn't really that much more. But in the end, I was like, no, because I know Nintendo are shitbags. If I can buy the console and I cannot produce content for my YouTube channel, then that's not very nice for me. You know, that's like, why would I support this? Because it doesn't support my industry. That's just retarded. And then we've got like, well, I think the biggest thing is what's happened recently with the whole like YouTubers finally like gone crazed and applied content ID matches to a lot of stuff, which it's really difficult to explain this, and we did go over this in a HOTFIX previous one, but basically what was happening is a lot of different things were being claimed. Some of them were legal claims, some of them were illegal. There were a lot of channels who were doing things they shouldn't have been doing, and they've been getting shut down for that. Well, not shut down, but the videos have had their monetization removed. They're not happy about that, so they go crazy. There are people who've had like false claims. We've had false claims. That Polaris have since removed. So it kind of did go a bit crazy. Now, going into January, there's the whole managed first affiliate channel thing, which we'll have to see how that plays out. Hopefully we'll be fine though, but we'll see what goes on with that. And and also the design of YouTube changed about 50 fucking times, and all kinds of shit happens. Because you know what it is,
to settle on the most bland, boring setup that they could possibly come across.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Kirioth doesn't see this because he doesn't have the access like to the back end of the channel like I do, but it just changes. Like, they do not tell you. There's no warning. You would think that the people that actually make YouTube money would get a warning. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're about to... Even just a little box, even just a fucking sentence that just says, hello, we're going to upgrade the design today. No, you turn up and you're like, what the hell has gone on here? You know, I mean, even the other day there was a button which appeared not for very long, and then it was taken down, where you could change the view of YouTube from like column to grid or something, and it's like, what is this? And then it disappeared. You know, channels I was talking to at the time were like, what the fuck is this? And I'm trying to find it, and I'm like, I can't see it, and they're like, it's gone. I'm like, what? So it is weird, YouTube is, and it can be a little bit frustrating at times because you don't know what's happening. You know, it's imagine working in an environment where you don't know what's going to happen. Now, yeah, you can say, well, Star, you've put yourself in that environment, and we have. But we've got to remember this as well. Unit Lost is not just a YouTube channel. Yeah, this is the biggest part of us currently, but we've got Twitch as well, which we live stream on. We'll have an amazing website. We have things like a forum at the moment, but that will get better when we get onto that at the end, the amazing cliffhanger. Which we'll rapidly get on, because I tell you what, let's just talk about the stream, and then we'll go into what we're going to do in 2014. Because there's a lot of stuff, like, you know, we could talk about things like, we've got like a list of stuff here, like the Steam box and you know, the Xbox One, the new consoles.
Actually, that can be very easily summed up, really. Xbox One, PS4, Steam box, all good news, because we have a new generation, which means hopefully graphics will be better, games will be better. Woohoo! Also, Ouya and Mojo and the Nvidia Shield, complete failures, no one wanted them. Goodbye. And also the Wii U sold 4 units, and that's about it. So all in all, very good year for increasing.
Oh yeah.
Increasing.
Oh yeah. Shit. That's well, the best thing about the consoles is they're very similar to PC architecture. Well, they've got the same architecture inside, and they're very similar to PC. So it means that content can be ported across really easy, which is good for us, because there are some good stuff like Dark Souls is an example, but took a long time to get over to PC because they had to fuck about converting it and did a really shit job, and then somebody had to come along and fix it with the DS fix and all that stuff. But
and now they're faster and better and stronger, and all the games will look better and be more up to standard, like as what they should be on PC. So that's all good.
So, Mr. Kirioth, this year has been a very interesting year. So we started with the channel doing like kind of what we did the back end of the year before with the Is It Pures and the first impression stuff. Now, also we've got an iPad as well. I forgot about that when I was listing off the hardware. Now, right at this moment in time, this is how we're going straight into 2014. We have. I don't like calling it Let's Play, but we have series content. Now, we will keep doing these, but we will never do these on games which will be taken down due to content ID. Now, that is games which are linear and have a lot of story content. So games like The Last of Us, very good example, okay? If we were to make a video, a Let's Play of that, number one, it wouldn't be a Unit Lost series thing, because it would just be the same story everybody else plays through. And number two, we probably wouldn't be able to make money off it, so we wouldn't be able to do it anyway. Now you might say, well, it's not all about making money, Sty. It's not, but we need money to run the channel, and that's not the sort of thing we do anyway. And you know, that's why we like Civ. So... Yeah, that's why we like Civ. That's why we like Papers, Please. You know, a Prison Architect will no doubt feature in this when it's got, you know, tons of more features coming. Because we did try Prison Architect, but it didn't have enough features at the time. Stuff like that we're going to continue doing. I'm really happy with that. Now, the other stuff is HOTFIX as well. So HOTFIX is a weekly show now, which is fine and great. Comes out on a Wednesday. The live stream, we stream a couple of days a week. So we've got the Monday where me and Kiri play games. So like this Monday, we played Star Trek Armada 3, which is an amazing mod for Sins. And Wednesday we'll do which is tomorrow, unless if I'm okay tomorrow, because I'll probably be pissed off my trolley tonight, but I may be okay tomorrow. I kind of need to be okay tomorrow, especially with the website, but whatever. Then there may be a stream. Well, there should be a stream. What am I talking about? No, there's 3 whatever. We stream a lot now. We've got the sub button on Twitch. We stream in high quality, and it's all fucking beautiful, right? So we've got the series content. We've got the stream. We've got a hotfix. We've got iPad gaming coverage, which not a lot of people do. We spent quite a bit of money getting that sorted out, and I think it's pretty good what we do with that. And I'm really happy with that. We've got all the consoles and stuff we can keep doing stuff on. So we will throw out the odd video, like we do, like we have like these opinionated or like fact videos that come out, like the EverQuest Next video I did, which was a very popular video, like the EVE Online video I made and stuff like that. Like these videos which we'll continue to make, but we will always have series content running on the channel, because I really like it. I mean, like we've got, like today, there will be, well not today because there's HOTFIX, but tomorrow there'll be XCOM. You know, XCOM's great. You know, XCOM is another game we can play. But like I said, with the serious stuff, we've really got to play games that we know we're not going to get smashed for, because they're not like showing off loads of the story of a game, which to be honest, I'm not really that hot on anyway. I mean, why would you want to just play through? Because I mean, like, you can look at people like, I guess the biggest one I can think of is kind of like Jesse Cox, plays a lot of these AAA games and provides funny commentary over the top. It's hard work. You might not think it's hard work, but it is, because he's playing the same thing a lot of other people are doing, but he has to give his own opinion on it. The problem is, well, his own like comedical.
Yeah, his own spin on it.
Is that even a word? Comedical? It's not, is it?
No, comedic.
It's a comedical stance. But like, that's not something we would ever do. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I think we've got to.
I mean, the crucial thing for the series content that we do is that it's fun to do, and so far, from what we can tell, it's been fun for people to watch.
It's unique as well. Like the whole Civ stuff, the British Empire stuff. I mean, Civ will probably make a comeback in the new year as well. The XCOM stuff, you know, it's all unique. It's not like the same thing, you know. It's not the same experience. That's what makes it different. But Mr. Kirioth, 2014. This is kind of the announcement that we made at the start of the video, kind of, but we're going to make it with a little bit more detail now. We now have, well, we kind of 90% have at the moment, which has been built from the ground up, an absolutely ridiculous community website. Like, I'm not joking. This thing is like super secure. It's super hosted. Like, this will not go slow. This thing, it's super expensive, right? It's going to give us like a totally fantastic forum, which has got things like you can have your own personal blogs on it if you want. People have said to me before, why, you know, can I write for Unit Lost? Well, you can now. You can have your own frigging blog on unitlost.com. Merry Christmas. Beautiful. Like, loads of stuff. The community events that our community leaders run, now they can be properly scheduled. And I'm like, you go to the forum and it will tell you, or you go to the website, it will tell you this event is running. You can sign up to events. All of this stuff we're sorting out. And it's, I'm going to sneeze. Oh God. No, I'm not. It's one of them ones that was comment.
Oh no.
Hopefully. Oh man. Hopefully, fucking get out my nose. What the hell? Hopefully this will go live in the next few days. Yeah. So when the new year starts, it will still need work doing to it, but it will be in a point. Well, it'll be a stage where it can be used and people can come in. And of course, the brilliant thing with this is the forum. So all of the existing usernames and accounts work on the new forum, that work on the current forum.
Yeah. Don't have to sign up again. Don't have to mess about. You can just sign in as you did before, and all your posting history, all your interactions, they will still be there, which is ridiculously good. But I'm genuinely excited for this, because
it's really good, isn't it? It's like really good. This is really
one of the things we said from the start is that we don't want Unit Lost to just be a YouTube channel. We want it to be a community as well. And this is like, it is like the ultimate community like hub for everything to do with Unit Lost. You can do everything from there, and it's also, very importantly, it's just a nice place to browse and be. Like, there's so much stuff you can look at. There's, you know,
we've got the thing. Unit Lost is a community. It's a gaming community, right? This is what we wanted, and we do have it. All the guys who are the community leaders, they know who they are. They run community events. They do a great job for us, and all the other people who help us out, okay, and people who've helped us out in the past, they've done great, fantastic jobs.
Yeah,
we have a forum. Okay, which is okay, right? I don't actively promote it for other reasons I've got, but it's sort of there. You can join it and it's fine, okay? When this website goes live, it will be promoted to like hell and back. This is a place where everybody can come, and it's just like Kiri said, it's a place where I will constantly have the forum open all day. Like, it's such a nice place to be. Well, I call it a forum. It is a forum, but it's more like a community thing. Like I mean, at the moment,
portal.
Yeah, at the moment, if you look at unitlost.com, you've got the Twitch player embedded, okay, and you've got like a couple of links to like the store where you can buy t-shirts, and the forum and the YouTube channel and Facebook and whatever. That's going to be replaced, and it's just going to be literally the homepage of the forum will just be unitlost.com, and there'll be all of the stuff there, and it's just going to be like, I'm really, really excited to this, because I really love having a community. Like, one of the things we've got, like a lot of, even people who have channels bigger than ours, okay, on YouTube, and like you could say a bigger audience than us, they're like, you guys have got such an amazing community there. It's just unbelievable. Like they don't, like it's crazy. It's like really the best thing we've got going, and that's why I decided to invest a lot of money into this to get this sorted out, because I know that this is something we've got and we really need to look after this. Like I want people to be able to come to unitlost.com and really enjoy it and really have a good time and form friendships and all of that stuff. That's what I want. That is what I want. That is what Unit Lost is. You know, look, it's me and Kiri. Kiri's a wanker, but I tolerate him, right? But where did Unit Lost come from? It's two friends playing games. So that needs that is where the whole like methodology, the thought process of the thought of like all the other stuff we've got, the forums and whatever came from. But I've been using this quite a lot. This stupid Americanism. I'm stoked, bloke. I'm stoked. Oh.
You from Stoke or
no? I live quite close to Stoke though. Yeah, it's just such a good platform though to start off with, and it's just crazy. So if you stayed, ladies and gentlemen, to this point of the video, and you've heard this crazy announcement, you will love it. I guarantee you will absolutely love it.
It's brilliant.
I mean, like we got stuff like we're going to look at integrating people's Steam profiles. You can even sign in through Steam. I mean, what the fuck? Oh,
it's going to be quality. We've been working on it for a while, and I just every time I do something on it, I'm like, oh, I want this to launch. I want people to be able to use this. It's just that good. It's ridiculous.
It is, guys. So we're going to leave it at that. What I want to do, or what I want you guys to do, is leave your best Unit Lost memory down in the comments below, or what's been your favourite thing of the year. You know, what's been your favourite game of the year? What's been your favourite whatever of the year? I don't care. What's been your favourite console? I don't know. Whatever. Just talk to us because we love it. So we've been Stylosa and Kirioth, and I think this is this is most definitely the last video of the year because it's the last day of the year, Mr. Kirioth. Yep. Any last words for 2014, Mr. Kirioth? Any wise words of wisdom?
Do not go anywhere. Stay here and watch everything because you love it. Done.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So we've been Stylosa and Kirioth. If you like the video, then like the video and subscribe and all the rest of that stuff. And we'll see you in 2014. Good Lord.
Make it so.